Hi, my name is Ian, and I'm the IL Program Director here at RCD. I am in charge of technology and volunteering, and today we will talk about volunteering. So thank you for tuning in to watch our episode of ShareNet. Before I talk about the definition of volunteering and the details of volunteering here at RCD, I want to talk about how important volunteering is for us here at RCD. Our volunteers are involved in probably over 10 different activities right now. And our volunteers, some of them, they volunteer from home. Some of them, they volunteer here at the center. Without volunteers, we won't be able to achieve what we have. So let me just talk about the definition of volunteering. So by definition, this is what you, a volunteer, offer to do something that you don't have to. And second point is, this is without having been asked to do it. And the third point is, usually volunteering is without expecting payment. And then people will ask me, why would anyone volunteer at all? Okay, so here's the thing about volunteering. It is about two aspects, at least according to me. There's the personal development, and then there's the impact on the community. So first, let me talk about the personal development, as in what you, the volunteer, gain from volunteering. First off, you gain experience in communication, for example. You learn how to talk to people. You learn how to interact with people. You learn to work in a team setting, and you get to learn new skills as well. So as we're recording this right now, this is actually being recorded by a volunteer. So this shows you how much more skills that you can pick up when you volunteer for an organization, not just for RCD, but for any organization. This is also a great way to build up your resume. Now, the second point of this is I want to talk about is the impact on the community. When a volunteer helps out here at RCD, you are actually helping others who are in need of help. RCD allows us to enable people, empower people so that they can be independent. And by doing this, you get people to be involved in the community, and you can be part of this community as well. So it's a win-win situation. You get the experience you need, and you get to help people who are in need of help. So how do you get started? How do you volunteer here at RCD? Well, the first step I always recommend people to do is to go to our website. That is www.rcdrichmond.org. And when you get to our main page, on the left side, near the bottom, you'll see a volunteer button there. It is circled in red. Now, when you click onto it, that will bring you to our volunteer page. And this page it's like a resource page for volunteers. It has volunteer policy and guidelines, code of conduct, disability etiquette, communication handout, and so on. It is full of information. I mean, if you're just looking for volunteer information, this webpage is really, really useful. But the main thing I want to talk about here is the volunteer registration form. This is the very, very top link. And the volunteer registration form is what I look at before I sign someone up. The volunteer registration form allows me to get a little more understanding of who I'm talking with, who is applying for a volunteer position, who wants to join the RCD family, and so on. So this is what I usually look at even before talking with the candidate. Now, for volunteer registration forms, I just want to reinforce 3 points. The information, please have the information be very accurate. Sometimes I had problem connecting with a volunteer because the phone number was wrong. Right, so these are the information that I need to have that is at 100% accuracy. And the next part is, if possible, please submit a resume along with your application. That will also allow me to get a better understanding of you. And the last part is, be ready for a criminal record check. Because we are in the vulnerable sector, a criminal record check is required. Now, regarding criminal record check, this is a very long part that I unfortunately can't cover in today's video, but I will say 2 things about criminal record check. There are 2 ways to do a criminal record check. One is online, one is offline. So the offline version is what we've been doing all along. This is where you get a letter of appointment. Basically, this is after all the interviews, after everything's checked through, you will now become a volunteer of RCD. Then I will have an appointment letter for you, basically indicating that you will become a RCD volunteer. And then you bring this letter over to the RCMP office. Oh, by the way, where you go will depend on where you live. If you live in Vancouver, you'll go to the Vancouver Police Department, the VPD, to apply for your criminal record check. If you live in Richmond, you will go to the RCMP office to request for a criminal record check. So once you have that letter, you bring it over, you complete a form. You will need to bring 2 pieces of IDs, and after that it will be done. And I think they even do it almost right away. And you can get the criminal record check done in person within 1 day. Now, regarding the online version, there is a form called a CRRP, the Criminal Records Review Program form, that you need to fill out. And instead of you going to the RCMP office or the VPD office, you will now submit your ID to RCD. We will now check your ID, and then we will also see your form. And then with the form, with the information from your form, the completed form, we will now submit that request online and have your criminal record check done that way. So it's they are both very effective methods of having the criminal record check done. But at this point, this is all I will talk about. There will be a lot more details, a lot more information on paper that you can see when you come and register as a volunteer. Okay, so so far I've been talking about the procedures and basically the pros and cons of volunteering, but I want you to listen to first-hand information directly from our volunteers. Earlier I recorded something from a short session with my volunteers, and basically I just asked them a very simple question: what kind of things have you gained from volunteering here at RCD? And let's have a listen. We're on this computer, here we go. So folks, I just want to ask what kind of things you have picked up through volunteering here at the Richmond Center for Disability. We'll first start with Victoria. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I've learned so many things from not only the participants, but also from the process. Going in, I basically just wanted to interact more with people with disabilities and this very positive and encouraging, welcoming population. But I realized that I actually received a lot of supportive environment and context from them as well. And they're very, very, very positive crowd to be around. So that being said, I think what I tangibly learned would be first and foremost aligning with the organization's mission statement. I think that is something that, as volunteers, not only mission statement, but the main goals or motives of the organization with RCD, I think that is something that I aligned with before volunteering, but after volunteering and during my sessions, my exercise sessions, I have seen that there is a practical transfer of what I think I am aligning with the organization's mission statements or goals, and how I can see that actually translated into sessions themselves. This ties in with what I have picked up along the way, including communication skills, including recently, some of the participants have been very, very wise and comfortable to pose questions. And I think that through listening to the types of questions that they're asking and coming up with knowledge-based or evidence-based answers and responses has been a skill of itself. Even not knowing sometimes how to answer the questions or the exact answer at that moment, I would take a pause and say, hey, you know what, I'll get back to you. And I think that is something that I've learned along the way, that there's not this top-down authoritative position that volunteers hold, but more so trying to collaborate with the participants in a more synergistic manner. So those are some of the things that I've learned, and I think, if I could say humbly, that might make volunteering more effective.
Thank you, Victoria. Thanks for your input. And next, I would like to ask Candy, same question. What are the things that you've picked up along the way while you're volunteering here at RCD?
Yeah, I totally agree on the Victoria's point that there is a really warm and welcoming environment in RCD, and definitely encouraged me to do the volunteering and continue to volunteer in this organization, like from last year to now and maybe in the future. And along the way, I think I kind of pick up, like as Victoria mentioned, the communication skills, since like my second language is kind of English, and my communication skills was like not that good in the past, but for now I kind of have a more direct and more straightforward approach to know what other people need and what I can provide to them, and if we have a match, we can like proceed this forward, and if we don't, I usually have my flexibilities and trying to provide more, or just make sure I can give whatever I have to them. So that's a thing I pick up along the way, and I think volunteering here gave me the flexibility and always the ability to learn new things really fast, as I'm now volunteering in the exercise class, and I used to target a different population for the exercise, but now I had to adjust that plans to the RCD's plans, and I think it's been good. Yeah.
So Candy, I want to ask you one question. If I ask you, what is the definition of an effective volunteer? How would you answer that?
I would say that solve a problem with the participant or the organizer like you really fast, and being like productive, and just solving a question fast.
Awesome. Thank you, Candy. All right, Pedro. So same question to you. So the first part is, what are the things that you have picked up along the way while you're volunteering here at RCD?
For me, I've picked up a lot since volunteering here. Besides helping how to help people properly, like how to get to down to their level in order to help, I pick up some stuff that they're learning while I'm trying to help them out. Am I coming in clear?
Yep.
Or louder?
Yep. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So when I asked you if I asked you the question of, okay, what do you think an effective volunteer would look like? How would you answer that?
Well, effective volunteers, that would be to be there, be present, and be ready to help, and that would be online, I guess. That's one, and of course, to understand the situation, get the whole story from the one you're volunteering with, and try to get to the bottom of what you need to do, and just do it.
I
And
see.
of course, to understand people, you have to get to the middle of the thing what you want to do, and you help them from there. And you sometimes you feel like you volunteering, you're this high, and the people you're volunteering this one, right? But in order to be effective, you need to get down to their level, so you
That's
can
right.
understand each other, and then help them from there.
Awesome. Hey, folks, I want to just say a
But I
quick.
cannot disagree. I cannot disagree with the two ladies because they're correct.
Of course, of course. I just want to say a quick thank you for recording this short blurb from all of you, and this will be broadcasted through one of the ShareNet video. So just want to thank you for that, and I will end this recording now. So, folks, there you have it, directly from the volunteers. Here's another thing about volunteering here at RCD. We have so many of these very dedicated young people who are just so passionate about helping our members, and by volunteering here you get to meet them. So that's one of the biggest thing of volunteering, is that you get to meet new people. Now next session, the next episode of the ShareNet, we will listen to an interview of Teresa. Teresa is also another volunteer of RCD, and this will be on the Wednesday of next week. So stay tuned for that. And at this point, I'll wrap up the recording, and hopefully I will see you all later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.